Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
And we're going to have two very prominent teams in Rajasthan and Bangalore. This should be an absolute cracker because Rajasthan have been in red hot form. Bangalore, we know, despite whatever way the results go in their previous game, they're an exciting side to watch. And of course, inevitably, the conversation will turn to Virat Kohli. But at the moment, Ajay, before we talk about Virat Kohli, it's the men in pink who should be at the moment the most talked about team in the tournament.
Yeah, they're right at the top, and they're playing well. They've got the best bowling attack, as I see it. Got three guys who play for India, three attacking bowlers. Then you add, even Navdeep Saini, if you add with him, he's also played for India. So that's the kind of bowling you have. Trent Bolt. So that's what is making a big difference throughout the year. Batting, yes, Jaiswal still young man. Devdutt Padikkal's impressed immensely. I mean, he's not getting his slot to open, but he's looked good. Sanju Samson's been fabulous. Well, real surprise and consistency that I've seen with Shimron Hetmeyer, because you associate big hitting with him, but he's been so consistent. He comes in at the end, does the job, whether it's 12 ball 30 or 10 ball 20. He's been doing that. If a little gap somewhere there, it's just Riyan Parag, but that's their man. I mean, he's their lucky mascot for last few years. They've invested heavily in him, and he should come good somewhere. So that side, when you look, it looks like a real solid side, and especially if they're bowling, and if there's something in the wicket, Ashwin and Chahal together is a great combination to have.
Not just their man, Ajay, Joy's man as well, Riyan Parag. Let's not forget.
Do not do this to me. My Riyan Parag conversations are not going to make me popular in the sun. But no, just generally, because...
But Joy, just to add one more aspect to Riyan Parag, and since we talk about matchups and new franchises, DDP up against Bangalore, there'll be a little needle there.
Yep. And I still think DDP is probably... I know they promised Jaiswal the top slot, but I still genuinely feel Jaiswal can bat at 3. They should give DDP a chance to open. I somehow feel that's the one difference I do. The other interesting thing is, what happens if you're considered unfit for the national team? You come and smash it in the IPL. Shimron Hetmeyer, Rajapakse, they're just coming and telling the selectors, you know what, I might not clear a couple of yo-yos, but when I hit the ball, it stays hit. I mean, just what power pack players this guy's have. It's just amazing to watch them. And these are, I mean, as I said, these are guys at the top of their ability. Hetmeyer is always known as a big hitter. But the fact that he could pace his innings the way he did, pick his shots the way he did, I think that maturity, whether it's because the hair is now pink instead of blue, I don't know. But something out there has changed, I know.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time.
The paycheck.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time in the salons making sure which franchise are we playing for. All right, Andre Russell's got it done purple and gold, and Shimron Hetmeyer nice bright pink. We're going to have to wait to see Russell, but Shimron Hetmeyer will be in action fairly soon. But if we have a look at the opposition and try and steer the conversation past Virat Kohli, certainly the start of the tournament for them has been all about their new captain. Not just as a captain, Ajay, but with bat in hand. We mentioned at the very start, that he would have no national distractions, not thinking about form, not thinking about having to run away before the tournament's over, which is helping Faf du Plessis a lot.
It is helping, and it gives him that solidity, because they actually play pretty similar. Him and Virat Kohli, not trying to compare them. Please, Virat Kohli fans probably would get after me. But I mean, they play in similar style. They take their time. Once they get in, they make big scores, and they hold that innings together. So instead of having one Virat Kohli, they've got solidity there, and it allows him to play his way as well. So, and he brings in all the experience from how Chennai used to play in IPL. I'm sure he's heard so much about every other player, so he uses all that experience. And he's not a new captain. I mean, he's captain South Africa with great success. The only reason he wasn't captaining was, something to do outside the ground and nothing to do with the team. And he is one of those leaders. I mean, he is a leader, and he's leading them pretty well. It's the start of the tournament. He's fitted in beautifully. That innings also that he had, at the start you felt, oh, it's too slow. And then eventually he managed to, take the strike rate where they all wanted it to. Faf is fitted in beautifully for RCB. They've always had big stars. They're waiting for one more to come. I don't know if he's available tomorrow or does he come in? Is he available? The big show?
Well, I know he's arrived. He's arrived because they certainly put it out very much on social media that Maxwell has arrived, but there's no confirmation about whether he's actually available to play or not, because he certainly walks into the team, Joy. If we can just hang on to that for a second. Anuj Rawat, impressive in the opening game, but is he your long-term solution for the season? And of course, the return of Maxwell, Joy.
No, absolutely. Return of Maxwell, definitely. I think he walks in for Sherfane at this point in time because I think they'll hang on. David Willey's been interesting for them. He's done well for them. That's the other place. The option is to also replace David Willey and give yourself a little bit more. But David Willey's done well for them. Even the last match, he bowled pretty early and he did well for them. I think this again is a team that depends on getting early wickets, and they know that they've got one really good death bowler in Harshal Patel. Shahbaz Ahmed's done well for them. The point is that their batting needs to fire, and except for Faf, nobody has really fired. Remember last match they were just chasing 128 odd and 130 odd, so that wasn't difficult. And finally, it was basically Willey and Rutherford and Shahbaz Ahmed who had to rescue them. So the top order, other than Faf, has not really fired. Anuj Rawat has done okay for that one match, but the rest of them have not fired. Virat has not fired, and therefore, at some point in time, they need that top order to be a bit more consistent.
Yeah, we whether you try and steer clear or not, you'd have to say he's due for a big one. We've been talking about it a lot across formats, but we're not going into that 100 territory or anything anymore. Purely from Virat Kohli being Virat Kohli, from Bangalore getting to winning ways and staying in winning ways, you'd have to have him along with Faf, along with Maxwell when he comes. When the three of them get together and fire, watch out opposition.
Yeah, three of them firing. Then the bowlers would be, where are they going to hide? And especially tomorrow's game is in Wankhede. So, batting is something that you normally don't worry about. And Virat Kohli is somebody you shouldn't. He got a good one from Umesh Yadav last time. Well, what change we see with him is, he's coming aggressive. He's coming out aggressive, not the normal style, taking 8-10 balls. He's already got a 6 within those first 8-10 balls. So he's coming out aggressive, and I won't worry too much. That was a decent ball, not just him. 4 or 5 guys got out early. The wicket was seaming. If the wicket is similar to what we've seen in Wankhede, with the ball seaming around, then yes, anybody, whether you're Virat Kohli or not, a good ball is a good ball to you. So except for that, I won't worry about Virat Kohli, honestly. It's just that if there is any worry that I have is that, he's changing his style. So when he changes the style of play that he's trying to, or he's playing it aggressive right from the start, you may not get what you used to get earlier. So you may not get the consistency, but you'll get the strike rate and, a different style of Virat Kohli, which is possibly the case this time, or the plan that they have, because they have Faf to do the other job that he was doing last time. And maybe he wants to play differently. He wants to play freely as well. He's had the burden of the team for so long. He's saying, now you're the new captain. You keep the burden. I want to just go out there and enjoy and wait for that day when it comes good.